Hey folks, welcome to another VR video. Today I'm playing Transference by Ubisoft and SpectreVision, and I decided to change this up a little bit. I'm actually using my Vive Focus headset, and I'm playing using a gamepad because the Vive Focus only has one motion controller. It's a little wonky for this particular game. But I'm using VRidge to stream directly from PC. The quality is fantastic in the headset. And what you're seeing is actually captured from the PC screen. So it's not exactly the same as what I'm seeing in headset. But the visuals look really great. And there's not any real artifacting. I'm using a 5 gigahertz connection for Wi-Fi. And it's working pretty great. I do want to say I've played through this game 3 times already. I really like the atmosphere of placing you inside a film.
First, thank you so much for all the invaluable experiences we had while working together. I've taken our research, the research of the greats and the ancients, and I have found the key. It was right there in front of us the entire time. All it took was the willingness to see it and to use it. And now I have unlocked the door. The ability to take an entire cognitive system from this world and breathe it into a perfect virtual space. True one-to-one consciousness replication. Vita Eterna. My family and I will be relocating now, but we look forward to seeing you very soon. I have so much to show you.
So it's kind of a chilling intro. That gentleman kind of created this construct that we're in right now. We're actually inside a corrupted mind. It's really kind of an amalgamation of all 3 family members he just referenced: his son, himself, and his wife. Now you can already see there's kind of like a monster on the wall here. So I'm really only using the Vive Focus for head tracking right now. Lost dog. So this is actually Laika, who was the family pet, whose fate we do find out in the story ahead. So what I'm doing here is grabbing the house key for the lobby door for the apartment complex where they lived. So we're going to the Harmony building here. There was a Harmony music space, which was the wife's studio, and then Harmony Labs, which was the son's studio. I'm sorry, the father's studio. And every time you solve a puzzle successfully, you get this kind of like monitor pop-ups like that. So now it's got sounds, and it's missing a WMU file. Now, this one I actually struggled with because the music notes that it's looking for this WMU file are actually a music scale CDE. But if you look at the actual music notes that it asked for, it actually doesn't equate to CDE. So it's kind of funny. So that's supposed to be a jump scare. It's supposed to be super scary. The monster's supposed to be scary as well. Maybe you were scared, but I'm not super into jump scares. Again, my thing with this game that I really like is the fact that you're kind of now the main character in a film, which is something that now we're trapped in this hallway, can't get out. There's really only one thing we can do, which you'll see in a second here. But when I read the book Ready Player One, one of the cool things about that book was the characters got transported into and had to play the main character roles in films. Outside of speaking, I feel like this is the game that does that best. I feel like I'm the main character in the film version of Transference. So the SpectreVision team did a really good job with that.
Who are you? Someone's gotta save us.
So the puzzles aren't terribly complex in this one. But again, the immersion's really cool. So if we go through these hallways, there's a little debris on the ground. You'll find as I explore the hallways right now, I can go beyond apartment C, which is where the family lived. Go up the stairs to the other apartments. There's a termination notice for this guy. He's going to be evicted. Poor apartment D. And here, dim sum. They're only open till 11 p.m. It's after that time, unfortunately, right now. Not in-game, in the real world. So unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to partake this tasty dim sum this evening. But as you can see, all these doors are locked. And you'll find that happens a lot in the game. That just means you have to do this. Flip a light switch. And what that does is it actually takes you to a different, possibly corrupted time period. In this case, whether I go up or down, it's looking for door knocker objects. So we're going to go down.
I can't remember how we got here.
It's missing that door knocker file. And with the spatial audio, I can hear a pounding from below. So that's a clue to change the timeline by flipping the light switch. Now if we go down here into the basement, we have found the door to Harmony Labs. And 3 televisions. So we now have the door knocker in our hand. Which you can see. Apartment C door knocker. And all these wires that are floating around the building play a part in the story as well as we get through the storyline here. I do have to say, with VRidge and the Vive Focus, this is really one of the most comfortable VR experiences I've had. I know the game's fairly unsettling content, but I don't have any wires. There's no bulk. The face pad fits really well on this particular headset. I'm excited for when it releases here in the United States. I'm currently using a dev kit. So now the door appears. And it helpfully already opened for us.
Is this our house?
And there's poor little Ben. He runs away down the hallway. And I'm going to give a little bit of a tip here. These letters on the ground mean something. So we'll play back that message in just a moment. I want to check this out. So if we go to the password board here, remember that dog Leica? Well, that was poor little Ben's dog, whose fate, well, we find out a little bit later.
You have one new message.
Okay, I'll play back the message.
Mom, I'm gonna be a little late today at the studio. Benny, I think you're gonna love the song, right? It goes like this.
So the Hayes Orchestra, that's her orchestra. And usually there's actually a videotape in one of these drawers. So there's log files that you can unlock throughout the game, but I have already unlocked that particular log file. So we're going to go to the kitchen now. No, not yet. We're going to flip the switch first. Now check this out. Now the house is completely empty. It's as if they never were here.
Catherine Hayes.
And Benjamin Hayes.
Leave a message.
Empty home. But there is something you have to do in the empty home. And that's activate these gems. So this yellow citrine prism is tuned to 77.78 Hertz. And you actually need to get 3 prisms tuned to the right frequency for this machine to work properly and hopefully correct the corrupted mind.
Lost pen?
What'd you wish for?
Leave him alone. Alright, should we dig in? Leave him alone. Leave him alone.
What'd you wish for?
So I've been transported to the basement, and as you can see, the cables have changed to a greenish color. If we open the door, it's taking us back inside the apartment. So you know that this is kind of a corrupted timeline. But now there's some clothes here. Laika's first day at home. And as you can see, there's graffiti on the walls. Sometimes that graffiti is actually super helpful. And you can see that Ben had a science club. And now we head here into the kitchen. Now this kitchen plays a pivotal role throughout the game. There's this radio where you have to tune the frequency. And you'll notice it turns red on that bar right there, just above 96. So I actually have to do this a few times, and then it continues throughout the game. So we've moved to the future. You can tell that because the blue cables are further into the future.
Is this real?
So you can tell that that's correct because of that unlock code there. Now I have to do it one more time here. Now it does it again.
Betsy. Are you there? Can you hear me?
And now it needs the courtyard keys.
I'm here, Betsy.
I want to continue spelling out Laika. Oh, it won't let me yet. The scary monster's about to open the door. There it is. So now if we open this, we found the courtyard key. It's got the puppy.
This is how it's supposed to work.
I'm going to see if I can take the A and place it as well. No, not yet. So, again, depending on the timeline we're in, it makes changes. So now we're going to go outside. And remember, he wanted Ben to get to the garage. So, we're going to take a look out here, see what we can find. We found Laika's doghouse. It's kind of a clubhouse also here. Ben's shack. It was pretty cool. So I can't open any of these doors. So every time you can't open doors, the theme in the game is it's time to flip a light switch. So that's what we're about to do. Back into the house. Flip the switch on the wall.
I'm so close.
Now we'll open the door with the blue
I
timeline.
just need a little help.
And we can head into the garage. Which again, that's where they said they wanted Ben to go.
I see.
Turn the power on the PC here.
Hello, Ben. I'm addressing these work logs to you because it is my hope that you will someday continue this work if I am unable. And also because this, all of this, everything that you hear is for you. Brain, that's the problem here. I freeze the brain, controlling clinical death. Ben, your instincts were correct. Freeze the brain. If I could modify the freezer, everything that you hear is for you. That could work.
Stay out of the goddamn freezer!
Okay. So there's actually a videotape here that I didn't collect earlier. So you can see that's a log. This was a hard drive actually. And then the Walter test case. So it's a reference to one of the patients. But that patient is actually not in this game. That's featured in a PSVR currently exclusive demo called the Walter test case. And it's strange that I had never picked that up prior. Let's see in here. Oh no. It's Leica's collar. So, what you can interpret from this is that poor Leica was one of the test subjects for whatever Mr. Hayes was doing. He did have some of that awesome dim sum though. So when you see those blue flowing lines, that means you've done something well.
Many colors become one. Reverse the process. The prism combines the light. Prisms change the way we see light, splitting it.
Whose woods these are, I think I know. His house is in the village, though. He will not see me stopping here.
So you'll notice that there are 4 pieces in the air, and they all look kind of like the shapes of a snowflake. They actually shape together, and if you pieced all 4 of them together, which I'm not going to take the time to piece them together in front of me, but you can see them right now in the order of 2, 4, 7, 6.
The woods are lovely. Dark.
So we're going to try to
But I have
put that in.
promises to keep. And miles to go before I sleep. And miles to go before I sleep.
So that snowflake puzzle is again fairly simple, but pretty ingenious. I really like how that works.
Practical application. Wood and R. I think I know. Let's see, stuff right here. Woods filled up with snow. Snowflake. I found the key. It's the crystals. That's the answer that we've been looking for.
So this 3D printer prints out the letter K. So we're missing that from the Leica puzzle. So we'll pick that up. I believe this will take us out into the same hallway, but at the wrong time. So let's go back into the kitchen.
Have you seen my wife?
clock's going haywire. Everything's strange. We skip to a different time zone. Open the door. Hopefully we're still... Yeah, so we're still holding the magnetic K. Here on the refrigerator is the magnetic K. And now we get to enter Ben's Secret Science Club. Now this room has a lot of clues. Some of them you'll use later in the game, some of them you'll use now.
What's going on?
Just a second.
Here's me.
You're gonna see your breath soon. Just hold still.
Long, long ago, in a galaxy very nearby, was attending the same school, the world's most mad scientist,
Are you comfortable? Prototypes, huh?
met the world's most beautiful and talented musician,
What's this? Science lab mob with Oops Speedy.
and they created me, Benjamin Hayes.
I just wish we could go back.
And so that's the part where, unfortunately, Mr. Hayes has moved on. And Ben has now become a subject. That sand and that walkie-talkie are important, but the item I actually need is this crystal. And remember, hi Laika, sorry. Crystal actually has to go in that room, so... Ah, of course, the light switch. As you can see, there's now wires that tell you exactly where to go. Hey Ben, yes, it is your birthday. Now with the crystal powered,
Please help my mom.
so I'm going to stop here, but if I continue on and open that door to Harmony Labs, that actually takes me on to Mrs. Hayes' story, where we get to find the next crystal and continue the story and see what the fate of the Hayes family is like. Overall, this works exceedingly well on VRidge with the Vive Focus. I'm going to probably do more Vive Focus footage in the future using gamepad based titles, but I wanted to check this one out and get this out because this is an awesome game, really well done. Like I said, you feel like you're part of a film. The spatial audio, which you unfortunately can't hear, is fantastic, and my trips through Harmony Labs so far have been a lot of fun. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. I'll be back with more content soon. I'm hoping to sneak some footage. I'm going to Oculus Connect this week, so I'm hoping to get some footage there of myself and some of my VR YouTuber friends and other VR enthusiasts and developers. But I'm not sure what I'm going to get at Oculus Connect 5. It's my first time there. Outside of that, look for more content coming up. I've got some gameplay demos of Windlands 2 as an example, and a couple of other titles coming up. Until next time, get out there and enjoy some VR for yourself, and thanks for watching.